years ago. I'm wondering, what did I look like 8 years ago? What? Y'all didn't know I had red hair, huh? Apparently we all find out things. Hey everyone, my name is Americ from TVequals.com, where every opinion matters, and welcome to the final episode of the Mentalist Summer Series, a series in which I review older episodes of The Mentalist so you and I can spend the summer together. Quick note, make sure to stay at the end of this video because I have a surprise for you guys. In today's episode, we're going to talk about Red Dawn, which is season 5, episode 5, and happens also to be a very special episode. It is a special episode because it's the 100th episode of The Mentalist, and it's the episode in which I actually got to interview the cast on when they had the premiere to celebrate the 100th episode. So you can go and check out those videos. I'll put the links below. In Red Dawn, we essentially go back 80 years in time and we witness Jane meeting the CBI team for the first time. A lot of it hinges on Jane essentially tagging along with Lisbon while he's waiting for the Red Dawn files to come in. And while he's doing that, he actually helps the team crack a very, very difficult case. So that's essentially how this whole thing happened. My God, guys! As usual, another fantastic pick because a lot of stuff worked. First thing I want to talk about, the direction in this episode. Fantastic, fantastic direction from Chris Long, who really did a good job of placing the team in such a way that it was believable, it was 8 years back, and a fantastic scene composition. I don't talk about this enough, guys, because I really think it goes without saying, but sometimes it's worth mentioning, and I think they did a really good job for the 100th episode. It was so good to see Jane at a very vulnerable moment in his life, because he's not the confident Jane that we know and love today. He's more of like sort of a raggedy version of Jane. He's not as polished, he's not as clean. Even Lisbon at some point said, you know, you need to clean this whole thing up. It's just not quite there. Yeah, so it was nice to see the process and the progression. And you actually see him progress throughout the episode, going from raggedy to a little bit more polished with his vest and his look and the tea thing going on. So it's nice to see the progression within that episode. Very, very, very well done. Speaking of looks, it was good to see some of the differences in the looks, especially Rigsby with the goatee, which was like, no, it's a wrap. And he had this like leather jacket. It didn't quite fit the proper, clean-shaven Rigsby that we know and love. But it was also good to see Cho with his kid and play haircut. Let us not forget Lisbon with her very nice looking hair. I don't know what you guys thought of it. I thought it was cute. I was like, yeah, I liked it. I liked it then, I liked it now. Really nice haircut. But it's also very interesting to see how some things don't really change. Rigsby was still eager. He felt like the eager one, always trying to be like, hey boss, I want to do this, boss. It was just very, very eager. And Cho is still the, you know, very short and very to the point Cho. So that didn't quite change. It did feel a little bit more like Cho. Lisbon was a little bit different, but still by the book, very much into like, I do things the way it needs to be done. Very much I follow orders, very much a good soldier, but you can sort of see her warming up to Jane's ways when she's like, well, we'll see what he does. Mr. Jane, that was pretty cool too. Didn't see much of the Jisbin banter in this episode, but you can sort of see it growing as Patrick gets a little bit more confident and Lisbon more open to his way of doing things. We didn't quite get 100% of it, but it was still there. I think it was still there. I actually enjoyed the moment where Patrick just hugs her for no reason. I mean, he did hug her for a reason, I guess, but at the time I was like, oh, that's interesting. Okay. We don't see a lot of those, but hey, that was nice. Thanks, Bruno. But seeing Robert Kirkland in the final scenes of the episode just sort of blew my mind, because I remember at the time thinking, why would they add him in if he's not Red John? He's totally Red John. This guy was there 8 years ago. He's been following Patrick through the CBI for 8 years. I mean, the fact that they add him in, he must be Red John, or he must be some Red John disciple, or Red John related something. He's Red John, right? I mean, hello. Why are you confusing me? Why can't you just be clear? I just want to know. Now, on to what didn't work. Yeah. So as you can tell, I freaking loved this episode. It was fantastic. It was so good to see the team all the way back. It was so good to see the connections and the dynamics starting up like really slowly, but yet you feel like there's something there. It was a lot of fun to see, and I enjoyed myself thoroughly from beginning to end. Even though I'm a little bit frustrated now that I think that Kirkland is Red John, but we won't find out until Christmas, I think. Anyways, that's what I thought of this episode. What did you think of this episode? Comment below and let me know. And if you're new, make sure to subscribe so you can get more review. And if you like good TV content, make sure to check us out at TVequals.com. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye. I plan on having a wrap-up video to talk about this Mentalist summer series and some of the things that came out of it. Some of the thoughts, some of the comments that you guys had, and some of the things to look forward to for the Mentalist Season 6, including some really exciting news regarding Red John and all this great stuff. So come back next week and we'll talk about that, and I promise you, it's gonna be worth it. You can't laugh. You can't laugh when I'm shooting this. I need to stay serious. One more.
Okay, shut up.